loop ended.
Yeah, early.
Yeah, so I guess we're starting like 15 seconds early. That's all right. We only got a couple people watching currently. I just got to hit record on our stream and we are good to go. All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Ran Out of Talent. I'm your host, Joe Zer Jr., and with me is my co host, Zach Donathan. How's it going tonight, Zach?
Oh, not too bad. I'm a little tired. I felt like I slept good, but I don't know. Just kind of quit working, got tired. But it's been a really busy last couple of few days.
I hear you, man.
So
So are you getting really slammed on like with your business, like super busy, like almost uncontrollable?
well, kinda. So the problem is not necessarily the business. It's like everything that goes with the business and
Mhm.
like so like R&D, website, um, I guess development, social media stuff, messaging customers, packing orders, making sure the ready to ship products are ready to ship,
Yep.
building custom orders, and then like my wife and I watch our daughter full time.
And then you talk to
Uh,
me for 15 minutes to an hour a day while I
uh, Not quite. Some days it's I we don't even talk, but today it was
That's
a
true.
little longer.
Yeah. No, it's
Um,
good. It keeps me, I mean, like for me it's a good break from work myself is I talk to you and Van Ert and a couple other people and it keeps me from going up the walls.
mm, no,
So,
so it's I mean yes, but no, and kind of what gets pushed off the plate today.
yep. Oh man, I'll tell you what, in the manufacturing world, everybody is so busy right now.
Yeah,
It is
that's good.
bananas. It's good, but not when you have X amount of employees and it's like we got all this stuff to do. But yeah, no, it's good. It's better that than slow for sure. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I still have time to go racing, which I thoroughly enjoy. Um, why don't we start with INS? Well, because that was the farthest thing away that I did was INS.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
So we went to, was it the third round of the INS series by J Concepts at Island Speedway? Got there Thursday morning. I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed the qualifying by heats, but having to be there Thursday at a certain time, they started the Thursday practice at like 10 a.m. or something.
Hmm.
That was a little bit tougher for me because I wasn't going to leave Wednesday and get a hotel Wednesday night and all that. So I left 3:30 in the morning Thursday morning.
Uh,
I made it for our first practices, but it was a little tough. Uh, everything went fairly well, with the exception of my wheeler. I just had the wheeler was good, and we're gonna get into this in a second because I don't want to do it. I contemplated not even bringing this up because I'm gonna piss off every fly sky person out there. I
mm,
really am. But we'll bring that up in a minute. This is the first event I've gone to that was fully ran by Elite RC. It's like Lance announces the Clash, and Danny
mhm.
Paz is hanging out. But it's all. But Mod does the media side of it and all that. I really enjoyed it. It was
They
a
do a good
s-
job.
it was a super clean program. I think that Lance was on the broadcast. Uh, Squirrel was on the microphone,
Mm,
and that's the first time I've heard him on the microphone for an extended period of time. He runs a tight program, and B, he's funny, but not like distracting funny. Like,
Why don't you tell everybody who Squirrel is so they?
Oh, it's Pat Rossiter. Pat Rossiter Jr. Freaking dude's phenomenal on the mic. Unfortunately, lost his voice probably halfway through main day, and Lance had Lance does a great job as well,
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Danny Paz in the background. I really like how they got drivers' photos. So, like with Mod,
They do a good job, man.
Yeah, we hunt people down with Mod and like, hey, we need your photo, all that. And then they're like, no, you're going to come to tech and we're going to take your photo, bring a car so we know your paint scheme. And it was just boom, 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 boom. Super clean and efficient. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was phenomenal time. Chris Wall saying, been away from RC. Oh no, Chris Wall misses my voice. He has been away from RC too long if he misses my voice. Well, you got to come back, Chris. But Island, I mean, they made pit spots for, they put people back in the crawler room. There was enough pits for everybody. Everybody had room. And the layout was phenomenal. The new carpet, yet again, proved to be superior. And that's the thing. People are like, there are tracks looking for carpet currently. Well, what they have at Island, talk to Jamie Thompson or talk to Tom Napper or talk to T-Mac. And they will set you in the right direction. So, yeah. So race ran well. Now for like my personal results, Wheeler was dog shit. Almost took dead last.
No.
I don't know why. Well, I kind of do. The talent was incredibly stacked. Okay. So like my best qualifier, I was a lap in like 8 seconds down from TQ. That put me in 35th. So it was
what classes did you run?
I ran 13.5 expert, 40 plus modified, and 13.5 stadium truck.
40 plus 2 or 4 modified?
2. And I probably should have done 40 plus mod as well. I really, as you know, it's a little more difficult to run a mod motor in a Wheeler, especially if you haven't had practice with it. So I'm like, I'll run 13.5. I mean, it's doable. It's definitely doable. But it takes a little more time that I ain't have. And I went from April to June without running carpet. So
I know.
That's one of the things. It's like if I was more with the lack of a better word, prepared on the driving side. I mean, my cars were very prepared. They really were. We did the factory foot stuff to our two wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll tell you what. It's pretty close to the answer. That's the best the cars have been. And that's where you put on the wide pivots and you run a B64 arm in the rear and the B64 arm in the front with the B64 caster blocks and knuckles. That's our two-wheel buggies were phenomenal. Yeah. So there were a couple things, takeaways that they weren't a downside to Elite or the facility that, but there are things that I noticed, that I want to talk about. But before that, dude, even though he didn't have a great time, I outqualified Josh Cyril. Do you know how cool that is?
It's really cool.
I mean,
one day I wish I could say that statement.
But it was an off-road. Now, if it was a non-road, there's no flying chance in hell I would even sniff his rear tire.
Yeah, he's gotten really good in off road the last. Well, I guess he's really only been doing it about a year now, maybe a little bit over a year. But he's I was there when he started practicing at
Yeah.
Hoosier with I think he came down with Dosick.
Oh
No, he
yeah,
came down with Horn.
I was gonna
Horn.
say, was that the vintage clash?
Yeah, he was practicing before that.
Okay.
Um, and he did the Vintage Class 2, and then he did, I want to say he did Clash and like Nats and a couple other big races at Hoosier.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and I haven't seen him
So
at
we-
any other off-road events.
But the thing is, on that carpet, I don't know. I know Josh wasn't running Jaycon or Schumacher, but I do know Al Horn was running Hot Race.
Yeah.
And at the start of the B main, until I tapped out, I was right on their back bumpers battling with them in the B main. Al Horn is normally at the top. And that was one of my first observations, that Hot Race doesn't have the tire for that carpet yet. And the reason why that's important is because the 2027 Roar Nationals are going to be on that carpet at PDX. I don't think it's a compound issue. They got 3 compounds. I don't think it's a compound issue. I think it's a tread pattern issue. They have something very similar to the fuzz bite for the rear, and we're going away from that on that type of carpet. We're doing Nessie's. It's a taller, way spread out pointed pin. So
I don't know what tire this is.
can you
I'll,
serious-
maybe.
maybe.
Just
Well,
share screen. There we go. Sorry, I'm learning.
that's it. No, that's fine. There it is. Okay, so add a stage. All right, so I don't know what that is for the front.
There's no tires on the rear.
Oh, there isn't. So, and I know Accelerate makes I want to say a closed cell phone. I'm not sure. Can you
Those
zoom in?
look like Jaycon tires to me.
Oh, yeah, but so does the Hot Race.
Oh,
The Hot Race also looks like Jaycon.
This is like the worst picture.
Yeah, but you know what? It looks like he has Schumachers in the rear, which were a hot tire.
Oh, maybe he didn't say on his post.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a tire sponsor. So, but the thing about it is, the tires to have currently are either Jaycons or Schumachers
For the carpet.
For the current carpet, yes.
And that's the purple Jaycon?
No. We were on pink.
Oh, for that car. Okay, for
that carpet, yes.
Yeah, for the other carpets, purple or the hot one.
Yeah, exactly. Hot Race is great on other rugs, but it lacked for sure on that carpet. One thing I thought about not bringing this up as well. I'm not sure. I don't want to bring it up, but there was a certain faction of the top of the X-Ray team that they lost 2 Minnesota drivers. One of the guys, I get it. The 50% guys can be a bit of a pill. They can be. But they lost one of the dudes. I've known him for years and years and years and years. He's the nicest guy. He doesn't bug you. He's not annoying. Super cool, chill dude. And they treated him like shit.
That's unfortunate.
And one of the dudes He's an up and coming racer from northern Minnesota. Came downstairs and pitted with us in the pink room. They made room for him, and he's like, "Can I come and pit with you guys? I don't want to be up there with these guys." And he came
Well,
down.
I'll tell
You
you
know,
two people who you can go to on the X-ray team. If you see them and they're good people, they'll
well, the
help you.
Henley.
Well, okay, yes, the Henleys.
Mhm.
I was gonna say Talon specifically because he travels a little bit more than Eddie now.
Yep.
But yes, both Eddie and Talon. But if you ask Eddie a question, he may refer you to Talon.
Yes.
Uh, anyway, so Talon, very nice young man. Pretty quick. Struggled a little bit this weekend, but
Yeah.
or well, weekend. And
Well,
then Dakota.
that carpet's
So,
really hard. Who else? Dakota?
yeah, Dakota.
Yeah, he wasn't there. But yeah, Dakota's a nice dude as well. And I
Yeah,
kind of wonder
Dakota's
if,
super nice.
yeah. But yeah, it was pretty, and I kind of wonder if it's so negative from the X-ray pits because it was a Schumacher dominated weekend with sprinkles of team associated.
I mean, I would say the biggest loser or like the least competitive brand besides Jokomo
Yeah.
was Associated.
You
I mean,
think?
if we let's look at the four-wheel mod.
Yep.
Well, our Kopovic, Schimmel, Champlin, Lemieux, Renderneck, Horn, and Bada are 6 and 7.
So,
And
but
then
you
you
only had
finish.
one X-ray in there.
Yes, that's true, but you don't have none of the top X-ray drivers are there for that.
Yeah.
And then if we go to two-wheel mod, I'm
Mhm.
not saying Schumacher wasn't dominant. I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
saying
no, Schumacher.
Associated, I think was
I was gonna say Schumacher was a definite winner of the weekend.
yeah. And then two-wheel mod, you got Tom, Daniel, Brock, Davey, Brennan, Aiden, Nate, Chase, Raymond, and then Lemieux and Jovi Levin. So
Yeah.
maybe I was I don't know. I thought I had. No, you're right. I mean, X-Ray didn't show up for this, so I mean,
Yeah,
I'll just
but
do the rest of these real
I was
quick.
gonna say Chase Lemieux was the only like top pro there for X-ray.
Yeah. So for first two-wheel stock, you have Chavez, Mitchell, Decker, McCoy, Dominic, Holmberg, Henley, Stack, Bledsoe, and then Brady. Which I'm kind of surprised Brady's that far down because he was killing it on carpet. But again,
Yeah,
new carpet.
it is. It's
Um,
different. So hard to explain how different it is.
Yeah, and then in 13.5 Wheeler, you got Dominic, McCoy, Chavez, Braden, Decker, Mitchell, Bledsoe, Himonek, Carrico, and Thomas. So it's really like a dominant Schumacher winning for all the classes.
Very much so.
Let's
Um,
get
I mean,
same truck.
they all had a pretty good starting setup, I bet, from the Thompson family.
Well, not only the Thompsons, but Tom
Yeah,
Rennerneck, that's
right.
his home track. I
Yeah,
think no, Brock lives in Nevada, right?
right.
Or Utah or something like that.
Yeah, he's been back and forth between the two. Yeah, you're right. It is Tom's home track. He's 2 hours away. Tom ran Nitro last week. We'll talk about that in a minute.
But on the same hand, you think Mitchell would do I mean, he was probably the best associated driver besides Bada or Horn.
I'll tell you what, being in the stock A mains was insanely hard. Like I want to say, like what was it? I can't remember if it's 2 or 4-wheel drive, but Evan Tapp got a 2509 in one of his classes. I want to say TQ was like a 2501, and he was 12 for the round.
Yeah, I mean, so Evan
It's
Tapp
insanely tight.
finished 24th.
Yeah,
And he's normally fighting for the show or in the show.
it was
Um,
insanely tight, and there was so much talent there.
I mean, if we're just looking at two-wheel buggy, like the B main is
Yep.
Wiggs, Belkey. I don't know who Evan Cook is.
Yeah.
This Bonsi. I've
Yep.
heard his name a few times. I've never met. I don't think I met him. Himonek, Pravchek, Schweisberger,
Yeah.
and Skylar Mandela, who is a younger kid getting some experience, but still, that's like those guys are normally fighting for the back of the A at worst.
So I was in a wheeler heat with Skylar Mandela, and
Mhm.
he's finding it. So it's like we'd be running on the track together, and we do similar laps. All of a sudden, for a lap or two, he would just frickin' pull from me. Then he'd make a mistake, and I'd be, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Well, I mean, he's still a young
he's
man.
he's he's gonna have it.
Yeah, is he like 15 yet?
I don't even think he's 15.
Let me see if I can pull
He's
it up here.
because I mean, I want to say he was 12 or 13. I bet he's 13, 14. But yeah, for a young
Oh,
dude, he's quick. And
he wow, this can't be right. It says he's 26.
yeah,
Um,
no, but dude's got a good attitude as well, you know. But
yeah.
a lot of those younger drivers do, like Skyler and like Casey Belkey, and I saw
Mhm.
like um Nate Sutherland, he's only 17,
Yeah, he's gonna
maybe.
be 18. But Nate, I
But
mean, well, I'll say it. Nate drives for DRC, but before he drove for DRC, he was a little bit of a shit.
yeah, he is a little bit of a shit, but he's been
But
pretty he's turned it around, and he's pretty awesome to have at the track.
yeah, I mean, but and you got Talon Henley, maybe as the I would argue as the best example of a young man who
Yeah,
has started when he was like 15. I don't know exactly when he started, but like 15,
yeah,
and now he's getting close to 21.
yeah.
He might be 20 this year.
Yep.
Um, but just a very nice young man.
So, yeah, I got a couple more things for this race, and then we'll move on a little bit. Um, there is no real J Concepts presence at this race.
How do you mean?
There was a guy that I've never seen or met or talked to before. There was no J Rowe, there was no Paul Wynn, there was no Tyler Hooks, there was no Hannah Hartson. There
So
was
there's
no
no off track support.
right, which we don't. I mean, they had plenty of tires on the wall. There was no new and exciting products there. Like I was like, oh, if Jason's going to be there, I'm going to see if I can get some 3DP tires for my truck that
Mhm.
Nate had at RC1, or was it the Nationals? One of the two. And I'm like, oh, maybe, you know, nobody. I'm like, this isn't a J Concept sponsored event. This is a J Concepts event.
Mhm.
There's a difference. You know, J Concept sponsors everything. They're a huge supporter of racing. And you can't expect somebody to be there for but I mean, for their own events, they should have somebody there, I would think. Testing new products, hand having new products for teammates, bums like me to put on my vehicle, shit like that.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. There might have been one of those things where like there were two events going on,
Well, yeah.
and they
That
thought it'd be okay, and they sent somebody, but it was like,
I had no idea until the last day. I was talking to somebody, and I'm like, dude, there's no J Concepts here. And somebody goes, well, that guy's with J Concepts. I'm like, I did the Conor McGregor. Who the F is that guy? you know, it's like, I
well,
don't know,
normally,
you know,
sorry,
no, go ahead.
normally like the JCon table has either on top of it or underneath it, whatever pit they're at,
Yeah.
just boxes of JCon goodies that have JCon on the side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Um, the two teams that showed up the hardest were Schumacher and Team Associated. You know, Team Associated took up, you know how you go through the hobby shop into like the main track area and you
Yeah.
take a left? Team Associated was that entire area. And you took a right, and Schumacher was that entire area. I chose to pit in the pink room with my friend Tony and his son Trevor, just to, you know, kind of not just keep an eye on them,
Nice
but
back there.
it's nice back there. It's a little more quiet, and but also to hang out with my friend. Tony's been my friend since we were like 7 years old, and it's fun to hang out with them. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with Tony, you know. So a couple more things. And this wasn't a fault of the INS, it wasn't a fault of Elite RC, but after doing that event in Omaha and then going to traditional qualifying event, I
Explain the
felt
Omaha event.
Omaha, we were doing heads up racing for qualifying. And what you did was you seeded in a heat, and then you ran race number 1, how you seeded. Race number 2 was inverted, and race number 3 was another resort. Okay. All heads up racing. Loved it. And
It's
it was
fun.
fair. Well, I'll say the only guys that really didn't like it, they're the type of guys that go to a race, they qualify in 4th, and they'll just stay there. They won't try for the next position up. They're going to wait for them to crash, but they're never going to go for the pass. You know what I mean? And those are the type of dudes who prefer FMAR qualifying. Dude, we did a day and a half of qualifying. A day and a half. Just, I was going out of my mind. And if it was heads up and doing in the format like I just said, it would have been awesome. But it was freaking terrible. The qualifying is terrible, and it's not just, it's at every event with multiple with a full day. One full day of IFMAR qualifying is too much. It's too much.
It's really boring. I agree. I really have started to enjoy the heads up racing.
Yes.
Even if I don't like because we do like King of the Road, just like the Omaha event, or
Yeah.
very, very similar. And
Mhm.
and I really like it, even if that means like I don't TQ because I'm, fighting for a position. Like I got sorted behind a slower car, as an example.
Sure.
But I still have to make that pass. I have to do it.
Mhm.
Like it's my job to pass him cleanly. It's not his job to let me go.
Right.
Um, it's not. It's nobody's fault. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
So no, I agree. I really like the heads up qualifying and race. It's just like you're racing the whole time. And there was a point, and maybe you could do like one, but the seeding into it kind of eliminates that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could do like one rocket round qualifying standard, and then do like quadruple A mains essentially,
Sure. But yeah, the
or
seating,
triple,
yeah.
whatever.
But yeah, it's like, dude, we are just banging our heads against the wall doing the same thing over and over and over again. It wasn't fun. And speaking of having to like in the E main, I had the car to bump to the D, but I ended up like 5th or 6th because I couldn't get around the guy in front of me cleanly, and I was stuck. It was a racing thing. I was just stuck. I'm like, come on. I'm like, he won't make a mistake. And every time I went for a pass, even on the outside, he slammed the door on me. It's like, well, I couldn't get by the guy. Yeah, right there.
I sneezed. My
Yeah.
allergies have been terrible today. I don't know if you guys can hear my nose at all.
Yeah,
I
it's
want
a
to go.
little plugged up. But
It's not as bad as it was. I can at least breathe out of it now.
yeah. A couple more things. I heard INS is moving. Well, obviously, and we'll get into this in a little bit. It's not going to happen at RC1. They're closing, but they were going to be one of the tracks that lost their rounds. I hope it's not going to be, but I heard it's going to be another West Coast Jerk Fest.
Yeah, I mean that's hard because the entries at this was 350, which is pretty good.
The Midwest built this series, and when there was one race in Washington, it wasn't at PDX. PDX is in Oregon. There used to be a track in Washington that they used to go to when there was the NCTS, and it had to be all carpet tracks. That was the lowest amount of entries. The Midwest built the INS, and they're going to take away, from what I've heard.
Well, almost you could do 2 series, and I know it's more races, but like you just instead of adding more races, you go to these tracks who have their races already. You're like, hey, instead of doing your fall brawl race, for lack of a better, whatever.
Everyone's got a fall brawl.
Right. I mean, instead of doing that race, let's do a J Concepts series race here. And it's going to be, and we want to have you and PDX and Chico, A Mains track.
Yeah.
And this, that, the other, where I have 4 tracks on the West Coast. And I think there's like Nevada or wherever, like Dominic Passion's home track is. And I think, I don't know Brock's home track, but you could do like, those tracks have to be decent.
Yep.
I don't know if they're J Concepts level or like a national event level.
I know Brock's home track is smaller.
Okay, but there's plenty of tracks available to do that with, and there's no reason you can't have even 3 series. You could do one on the East Coast too with Florida.
Well, they have an East Coast. That's called the ONS. That's all East Coast.
Yeah, but that's a little different.
It is, but it's not. That's what they chose to do, and they're building their own thing.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that morphing into like an
it's got to be
OES.
Yeah, it's got
European, American series, I guess. OAS.
Yeah, well, it has to be the way they're, because if
I'm gonna blow my nose, I'll be right back.
Go for it. But if they tried to put a race in Minnesota, dude, there's a real good chance it's going to get rained out. Same with Iowa, Wisconsin, the whole Midwest. So the Southeast is great for their outdoor series. Now, the real question lies with, let's say they made the INS a West Coast series, or they made their own INS, and let's say they left the INS alone and they made their own West Coast.
It's WCS, West Coast series.
Let's say they made their own West Coast series, and that's where all the pros went. Now, and you leave the INS basically alone. You got to find a replacement for one. Now, this is where we see where the value of the pros are. Because I bet you at Island, I mean, the pros are worth entries like their actual. So take away take away the 20 pro entries, you'd still have 330, I bet.
It's more than 20. It's way. So you have Dominic, Chavez, Mitchell.
Yeah. Well, the stock pros, I forget. Yeah, the stock pros.
Well, you got so you got those guys.
But I mean, like Rindernick would be there regardless because he's an Iowa guy. But Brock wouldn't be there probably. Chase might be because he's a Wisconsin guy, but you would lose. You would
Well, you lose
lose.
the whole. I don't know who Ryland Bauer is, but you lose.
But there were also people who didn't get into that race too.
Yeah, I mean, you lose Kopovec, Schimmel,
Yep.
Champlin, Lemieux, Renderneck, Horn, Bada, Sutherland,
Well,
Raymond, Lopez, Jovi, Vanderbeek. I know Levi Raymond. I know
yeah,
these aren't all like they some might still go, but like
yeah,
those are the pros just in four-wheel modified.
yeah,
That's the majority. You couldn't run four-wheel modified without the pros,
sure. But
or you'd have to combine 40 plus and
yeah, but then I would think INS alone, as it sits, without the pros, would still do very well. Because you know what? It was a great time. And the pros I did talk to were very nice and whatnot. I didn't go there, though, to race with pros. I went to race with friends. And that's what most people are doing. They're going there to race with friends.
it's cool to rub elbows with the pros, but like it's not.
Sure. But that's enough. I heard a couple things. I heard it, a couple tracks might change. I heard all of Midwest was
all
losing the
speculation.
INS. Is all speculation. There are going to be changes. Hopefully it all doesn't move to the West Coast, because if that does,
I mean, I think changes are fine.
it's a gigantic middle finger to, and again, what we built. The Midwest built that series.
Yeah, but you can't be like,
So you can't take example, and this is a way smaller example, but you can't take the Minnesota Nitro Series and put it down in Nebraska. Because Minnesota built that series.
Yeah. Off topic. Jeremiah's comment. I didn't get the link, so you sent it to Joe. But this is like the boy who cried wolf.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, with that guy especially. Well, we'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll get in that in 1 second here, because I race more. You have I've been racing enough for the both. We had another race at the compound, and Nate Sutherland and Tom Rinderneck were running Nitro Buggy, and I called the Pro Nitro main.
Mm-hmm.
Nate flamed out and was out. He had a very, very, very long lap, and the way that boy sent that Nitro Buggy without a care in the world, he almost made his way back up to third. He was flying with that car.
Dude, Nate's really good. Was he still running the
Mayako?
The Mayako?
Yep. Still running the Mayako. He looked really good with it.
I mean, Pecco looks really good with the Mayako. They don't have a lot of like pro drivers, but
no,
the guys they do have, they look good with it, and it can't be that bad.
Yeah, and maybe he could. My thought for Nate for the Worlds was maybe make the 16th, maybe. That's a tough one.
I think if he gets to the out of if he gets into like some kind of bracket, where he's racing for like like the quarterfinals or whatever, like just to get to the bracket to go there, I think that would be a win for him. Realistically, this would be his second year racing 8th scale.
I want to say the World's mains usually start at the 128th finals, and then they go to the 64th, and then 30 seconds and then 16ths. I don't think there's 24th. I can't remember exactly.
But something, even if you just get to that bracket,
Yeah.
I
Dude,
would say that's a win. Not
definitely.
128, but like 64. If you're top
Yeah.
64 there, that's probably like, and I'm
Yeah.
being a little generous. I think he could do more,
Yep.
but when
Yeah.
he's on, he's on. But it's a new discipline for him. He has only a couple years of experience with it,
It's
even less so with Nitro.
yep.
Like, but JQ will probably be there.
Yep.
Pecco will be there, so we'll have at least good support.
Yes. And they will definitely help out somebody like Nate too.
Oh yeah. Oh
They're
yeah.
they're not the exclusive type.
Oh, they're the asshole type, but I mean,
They're
not Pecco. Pecco
assholes.
seems nice, but JQ specifically. But
Well, they're
again, I haven't met JQ, so like, Lefty
they're
says
fit.
JQ and I are two peas in a pod. So
Yeah. Oh, Dwayne, I'm almost to that point. I forgot that point. Dave Peevler checking in, prepping for the Team Associated Summer Series in Omaha. I am not going. I'm at the point now to where I'm not traveling for the rest of the year unless I'm getting paid. Like I'll do single day events in Iowa. The compound's 4 hours and 15 minutes away, and that's the max I'll go for a one-day event. Dwayne Fisher's wondering, did I bust out the M17 again? So something I forgot to mention at INS, and this is going to piss off the Fly Sky because this is a whole story. So Dwayne Fisher and Sean Burke were sitting down in my pits, and we're talking about my Fly Sky. I'm like, yeah, it took me 3 months to get used to it, but I'm used to it now, and I like it. And I literally thought I hit that age to where I've lost 2 steps. Okay. And then they got in my head. They're like, dude, Dwayne tried, he didn't like it. And then they're like, man, I wish there's a way for you to try an M17. Now, light bulb went off in my head, and Holmberg, super helpful guy. I'm like, Kyle, I have a receiver. If I put it in my 40 plus buggy, because that's the one class we didn't conflict in, I'm like, if I put it in my 40 plus buggy, can I try it? And I tried it for the third round in the main. I'll tell you what, it was phenomenally better. It was so noticeable. I bought the hype, and that's why I'm the most upset. I bought the hype. 100%. The Fly Sky is not it, especially for carpet off-road racing. I'm still going to use it for fifth scale racing because A, it doesn't matter, and B, let the Fly Sky get sandblasted. You know what I mean? But so on that point, so I went out, I came back to the pits. I'm like, oh, dude, this was phenomenal. I'm going right back to my M17 because I still have my M17, but I left it at home. But I still have it.
So, time wise, did you well, hold on. Did you make any other changes to your cars between Q2 and Q3?
Nope, exact same.
Okay, so all you changed was the radio.
Yes.
Okay,
And
this is 40 plus?
40 plus. So Q3, I qualified P11. I qualified the best I qualified, and I stuck my car into the B. Because I was looking at it like a mid C before that.
Let's see.
So I get back to the pits, and Doug Oakley's like, well, did you do this and that to your radio? Well, with the Fly Sky, I didn't know this. And this is a little bit my fault of not doing research, but also I've never ever had to do this to a radio before. So Doug Oakley's like, well, did you put it in race mode? I'm like, what is race mode? Well, you have to change your receiver mode to 2-channel fast. And FYI, if you do this, it resets the channel. So you got to put it in 2-channel fast, and you have to put it in race mode. I did that. it made it better. 100% it made it better. Did not hold a candle to that M17. And I don't think my fastest lap was faster, but I had more of a connection to the car. I could catch the car. I could stop mistakes from happening, to where with the M17 or with the Fly Sky, I'm just screwed.
So I'll tell you the times, and then I'll go and look at the individual races and see how bad you were for Q2 and Q3.
Okay.
So Q1, you did an
Yep.
18,513.5.
Yep.
Q2, you did 18,519.4. Which was put you 17th, even though
Junk.
Q1 was faster, it was 18th. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Q3, you did an 18,501.1. So you picked up 18 seconds over Q2 and 12 seconds, 12 and a half seconds over Q1. So I'm going to go back and look at those.
Yep. And that's the thing. It's like, and the thing is, so you know how I said the Fly Sky took me 3 months to get used to it, all that. I've had that Fly Sky for about a year now, maybe a little over. I haven't picked up an M17 since I put mine down. I picked up that M17. I ain't need any time. I was good with it in 1 minute. I ain't need 3 months. I was good in 1 minute. So, I mean, dude, I mean, I get it. Pros need to make their money and they get their checks and all that. But it's, in my opinion, and for me and the way I drive, because I got to be careful with the way I say this. The way it was sold was a lie to me in the way I drive. I'm not saying it's like that for everybody, but especially if you're racing something as direct as carpet. For me and for Dwayne Fisher, that radio is not it.
So Q2, you had a 89.89% consistency, and you had 15 seconds worth of mistakes. Let's go to Q3.
Yep. Jeremiah's saying you'll take the Fly Sky off my hands. No, because the Fly Sky is going to be used for fifth scale. I'm going to let that get sandblasted, because outdoor racing, your stuff does get dirty.
So Q3, you did pick up a substantial amount of time also. I didn't.
What was my
I would say like 96.8.
Exactly. And I haven't had that since I had my M17 last. I've been around that I've been around 89 to 94 at the best.
So you had about 3 seconds worth of mistakes in Q3, fast lap 16.00, with your top 10 being a 16.39. If we go back to Q2 real quick, I know this is kind of boring. But
no, I know.
This is the actual.
It's substantial data.
16.4 for Q2 fast and top 10 of a 16.7. So we can say 4/10 on the board by changing. You didn't put new tires on?
Nope.
You didn't. You just charged the battery and put it in the car?
Before every round, I checked my ride height and my camber, and I did not turn my collars either run.
Okay. So, well, I mean, hey, I don't know, but that's 4/10 a lap.
Dude, how much
and
money?
Consistency.
How much money would you pay for 4/10 a lap?
I would give you a lot of money. I might give you, like, just to keep it, like, for a couple years, probably like 10 grand. If I could pick up 4/10 a lap, because that's what I'm off. That would put me on pro pace.
Jeremiah's saying I need to try it more. No, Jeremiah, I didn't have just a good. The main, I did personally make mistakes in the main because I started pushing like a dum dum. If I wouldn't have started pushing, I would have been. But in the main, my fast lap dropped, but I was battling. I was kind of stuck in line, but I was battling with Josh Cyril and Al Horn.
No, he's asking if you will do this test again. Would you do a back-to-back test again?
Yeah, I will do it at a carpet. I was thinking about that. Yes, at a carpet track, I will. Because things stay more consistent. Like at a parking lot race, it's not going to be, consistent.
So, I mean, let's look at the main, which is generally more hectic. You had a 16.2.
Yeah, so not quite as fast, but still faster than the Fly Sky.
Your average top 10, 16.3. Still
Same.
right there with the consistency of a 92.9. Not as good, but like, so you had 3, 4, 10 seconds of mistakes.
I counted, yes. I counted myself.
I mean, in the first lap, I just threw out because it's kind of first lap.
That doesn't count.
So, but I still think that's substantial. Like, that says something.
Well, I get off the stand both runs, and Holmberg both times said, I haven't seen you drive that good in, he said, 2 years. I'm like, dude. And then, so if you look at my Wheeler run and my truck run, Q3, that was with the Fly Sky, and it was way worse. But yeah, anyways, sorry. I was talking about the compound, and we got a lot more to get into with about 30-ish, 40-ish minutes we got left. But compound, Mike Fuller and crew did a great job again. They totally changed the layout once again. It was fun running on 3 different surfaces. It's like clay, and then the back quarters black dirt, and there's a brick section. Mason Fuller Caden was there in the beginning. I want to say he was there for the first 10 minutes, but fell off. Caden led quite a bit of it. Mason Caden's not at Mason's level yet, but obviously Caden is a couple years younger as well. So I definitely think Caden can get there. We raced fifth scale. Brandon Wynn won, TTQ'd. I qualified third because in Q2, it was my mistake. I made a mistake, but there were no marshals on the track. And so I had 2 11-second extra mistakes in Q2. But dude, check out these plaques we won. I mean, it's pretty cool.
It's not pretty cool.
Yeah. The compound, I've been loving it. I can't rave enough about it. They do a great job out there. It's a great one-day race. And if you want to go Friday and practice and whatnot, you can, but it's a one-day event. We leave early in the morning and get there and we get enough practice in with the fifth scale. You know what I mean? But
Dwayne asked a good question here. Was Tom running the new Schumacher 8 scale?
Nope. I looked a couple of times because he started out with an e-buggy.
What car was Tom running, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't remember for the e-buggy. He did one qualifier with the e-buggy, and he sat out Q2, and he had a nitro buggy for the main. He used somebody else's nitro buggy for the main. What was the guy's name? Shoot, I want to say is a techno for the main. He was running a really old e-buggy, and he had his old nitro buggy body on it.
I'm kind of surprised he doesn't have a Monaco with Nate, even if he's not sponsored, just to get like the help.
Yep. I bet you if he asked for, well, I don't know if he's there yet, but I bet once they get a little closer to production and he asks for an e-buggy, I bet Schumacher will hook him up.
Oh yeah, that would
Yeah,
be insane if like
yeah.
one of the guys who's like
He's
what?
one of the reason it's so big in the Midwest.
Yeah, I would say like top 3
Yeah,
drivers, and I would say Brock is probably number 1
yeah.
overall, and then you could argue Tom and Nate are kind of like
I would
2
say
and 3.
Brennan. I would say
Oh
Brennan
shit!
Schimmel too. But
Yeah.
Schimmel and Tom switch. You know.
Okay, I'll agree with that. I would say Tom or Brennan's 2 or 3, and I'll put
Yeah,
Nate to 4 at the moment because stock does not equal mod.
yeah. He's been running mod. He's had glimpses of success. He
Hmm.
was running that new J Concepts body. I forget what it was called, but with
The
that
thin one.
bubble, the bubble front end,
Oh, yeah.
and it really smoothened out his wheeler.
Yeah, well, I would suspect so. I bet
Hmm.
that's great on carpet.
Yeah, I'm gonna paint up a couple myself just to try.
Yeah.
Bodies are a disposable item, and if you find something, it's worth it. So sorry, guys. Sorry to bore you with what I've been doing, but man, I've been racing a lot, and I've been.
I think it's interesting because it's not just about your racing; it's like all the other things to go with
Dude,
it.
there was so much stuff happening like at the compound around us, like that pro nitro buggy. Ashton Abdul was there, the Vanderbeeks were there, Rindernick, Sutherland. There were
The
it was
Fullers.
yeah, obviously the Fullers, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
Was the workhorse? What's the guy that does all the testing
Jared.
for
No,
Techno?
Wiggins was not there.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
Yeah, no,
too
you're
many
fine.
people. Too many people.
There are. I expect Wiggins made the first one way back in April. I
Mm.
but it's a little ways away. I have a feeling he's gonna make the next one or two because I've been looking at on Live RC from April to May to this June one. It's growing, growing, growing. I bet you the next one will have over 100 entries. You know, they're gonna have me run the show just to keep things prompt.
Mm.
And yeah, but yeah, dude, it is just so fun. Like we hung out in the back 40 a little bit away from the track, so we don't have the noise and the dust from the track. Is
Mhm.
like me, Brandon Wynn, my dad, my son, Jeremy Dre, all of us just hanging out in the back, BSing. It's what outdoor racing was about. It was a great time.
Mhm.
What else we got? We got oh, good news. And this is by you, the Hoosier, Hoosier
Oh,
Hobbyplex. Dude, their carpet track's open.
yeah.
I'm
Here, let
super
me
excited.
let me go. I'll share this
Yeah.
once it loads here, so you guys can see it.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it looks like I was watching Eddie's live the other day, and it is a legit, really nice. They did a great job.
yeah, yeah. So they did. I guess this is as good as it's getting. Um,
Cam's checking in. Awesome. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So is
so
that one,
it's
two, three, 4 rolls wide?
yeah. So it's 60 by 65,
Yep.
which is a little bit of a weird size. But square foot wise, it's pretty big. It's almost as big as
Yes.
Champs. Obviously, this is right after they were done with.
Yeah.
Um,
There's footprints and all that, but that's no
yeah.
big.
So right. There's gonna, and this is their first layout, and I'll give them some flack on the layout because it's not
Yeah.
great.
You got to tell
Um,
them what to do.
we'll get there.
Okay.
But and the other thing is, I think they need some curbs.
Mhm,
versus just the
mhm.
flappers. But you know what? Let's give them some props too, because this was so it's subfloor,
Yep,
um, and the carpet's laid right.
yep,
I haven't been there yet to verify, but I would, assume it's pretty good.
yep.
They did the pits like FCC with
Okay.
the racks.
Yep.
Um, and then
I wanna
they
say
have
MMR used to have that, I don't think they still do.
they have a decent sized driver stand as well, which is
Yep.
nice. And I think it's going to be really a great facility to run at least for
Yeah.
club
Oh,
race wise. Pit wise, I don't know if they have like enough space to do like a big race, but you could use the off-road pits.
yeah.
So maybe like it kind of, I don't know how that would work exactly. They would have to. They have invested in some dust stuff. So it's in a different room than Hoosier, like the dirt
Mhm.
track is.
Yeah.
So it's a
Isn't
different
there a little
ventilation system
hallway?
altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the little hallway.
Yeah, there's a little hallway,
Uh,
and then through the door is
by
the
the
on-road track.
Yeah. So if you guys have been to Hoosier, where the bathrooms are, if you keep walking, there was a space back there. Well, they cut a hole in the wall, and
Mhm.
then they rented that space out. Essentially, so they
Yep.
put a doorway in to keep most of the dust out. They have these magic carpets, and I assume they have the dust. Like it's like a two-way tape for your feet. You step on it before you step on the track, type thing. Um, they're gonna have to wash the floors. They're gonna have to do their due diligence to keep the dirt down. But I think it's possible now that I've seen it. It's on a different ventilation system. It's just one doorway, and if you can keep the floors clean,
Yep.
then I think it's fine.
Yeah, totally. Um, I can't wait to run on it and we get more of, I mean, I've seen pictures, I've seen video, but it's like, I wanna hear what Zach's gotta say. It looks like I mean, from the pictures and videos, it looks like he did it right. And it
hmm
looks like a lot of fun.
So I'm
Sure,
gonna maybe go up
little
there
bit
Sunday, but I don't know if I'm gonna race. I'm not gonna race or practice, but I'm gonna go up there. I don't know the next time I'm going to race there. I mean,
I was
because
gonna
right now
say
it's
you should
asphalt season,
practice. Yeah.
but
Oh, I suppose.
but
Do you only have 1
the
car?
car's set up for asphalt. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, got it. Yeah,
I'm not
that's
gonna buy
totally
another car right now. I'm gonna buy another car this uh fall when the 27 drops.
Yep,
Not right now.
100%.
So
Now, when the 27 drops, would you leave the 26 as an asphalt car maybe? Or would you
so
just
it's a 25, but
okay,
because I mean there's a lot of difference in the 26 to the 25, but like I had
not
run the car
yeah,
like 20 times.
okay.
It's
Low
just
miles.
it was almost a new car. And I'm
Yeah,
just like I'm not building another car. So um I'm gonna switch the 25 and put probably a 21.5 in it to
okay.
run because that's what they run there. They were talking about running mod, but they're like, well, maybe not. And so, like, I'll go with my 27 mod car, and then I'll
Yeah.
go, you know, race with the with super stock car and just
I was
go
gonna
have
say,
fun and get some laps in.
how similar is the setup from, super stock to mod?
I'm not going to change a lot
Okay. I was just
because
curious on the difference between because I know for off-road, especially
it's a lot.
carpet, the setup is a lot
So I
between
did
stock.
so I when I did some testing for battery performance
Mhm.
as the driver, and I put a 25.5 in the car, and I
Yep.
kind of just picked a gear and got I talked to some guys and got the gear in close and just
Yeah.
got it to about the right gear. It wasn't perfect, but it was close, and the car handled pretty good. It was a little stuck, but not
Mhm.
that much. It
Okay.
was like just a little bit of I don't know. It may be a different spring combination, but it was pretty close. Just putting
Really?
I all I did was put the stock. motor and stock gear ratio in the car. I didn't change the battery. I didn't change anything. Just that.
Okay. That's
It
really
was
good.
pretty cool.
So sorry for the
I'll be right back, Joe.
one thing they were doing at INS that I've seen for the first time, they were they were measuring external temp. Oh, Matt Del Judas is saying setup is completely different from 21.5 to mod. You're gonna have to show Zach the way. Um, but what I was gonna say is, yes, they were measuring external temps on the motor, but motors with the internal temperature sensor, like the Hobby Wings and all that, they were looking at, like, you plug in your Bluetooth programmer and it tells you how hot the motor got internally. And actually, internally, the motors were running cooler. So I started doing this as well. So, like, internally, my 13.5 in my wheeler was running at 160 degrees. Externally, it was running between 190 and 200. And at first, I wasn't doing this. At first, I was just doing the external gearing. And then I talked to a few people and what they're doing. And well, I wanted the speed and it started making sense. I wanted the speed of gearing up. And it's like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I didn't lose a rotor, but that was only one race. And there were some guys there that were one or two running rotors. Like every run or every two runs, they were replacing their rotors. I'm never willing to do that. Well, I shouldn't say never. If somebody's handing me a brand new setup motor every run, I'll one run a rotor. But that's where you're getting a little silly. I don't know if your earbuds were in, but I was
Yeah.
talking about the internal versus external temp.
So I'll address Matt and Dwayne's comments if you don't mind.
Yep.
So Matt, for my car, specifically in my driving style,
Mm-hmm.
the car was really good. I was about 8/10 off for my mod times with the stock car with a shitty stock motor and a 4,000 milliamp battery. So I know I was leaving some out there on the table, but for me and my driving style and the car, it was pretty close. So like I think if we look at like a big event mod to like excuse me, super stock to mod would be like 6/10
Mm-hmm.
or maybe a little bit less. But 3/10, get out of here, Matt. 3/10? I don't think so. No, come on. We're talking EA to
Yeah.
Kemp 3/10. But and then Dwayne asked, "Do I think the new prices for the on-road cars will kill on-road? 900, almost 900 for a kit is crazy. It is. But let me tell you what you don't have to do to most on-road kits. Okay, there's not going out and buying a foot something or other, no factory team parts.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy a titanium screw kit. You don't have to get a weight plate. You don't have to do all these things to an off-road car to make it $900 plus to have the same like kit to start with. So like I'll talk X-Ray as an example. So
Yep.
the 25 car, I have springs for tuning,
Mm-hmm.
sway bars for tuning, top decks for tuning.
You need a
I
door
do
to bend
think
your
this
chassis back if you're Choban. Just kidding.
right. Well, everyone's got a door. But I have the steel chassis, which I do think was a nice upgrade. But now
Uh-huh.
those are available.
Aren't they coming on a lot of the cars now too?
Yeah, so maybe X-Ray will see the 27 with the steel. They're still deciding if they like the aluminum or not. I liked it. I don't know why I liked it, but I liked it. But if we're talking price to price and the effort put in, like to buy an auto kit that's competitive, all you do is click buy now. To buy
Yep.
a, a competitive,
To
well, you
build,
have to buy a Schumacher
yeah.
and do whatever they're doing. I don't know what they're doing, but
Schumachers are like X-Ray. They're pretty good out of the box. There's a
okay,
couple
so
things, but okay. For example, though, my B7.1 with all the factory foot stuff, if you
mhm,
were to build that car retail, that would be an $800 roller, my two wheel,
yeah, so
and
exactly.
that's
So
tough.
we're apple to apples almost,
Yeah.
and
My
you had to put
wheeler,
in on the legwork to do that.
yeah, and my wheeler, oh man, oh, but I did the T84 chassis and all the
Mhm.
front end parts. The car was not as fast, but it was safer to drive. And I didn't feel like driving the B84. I always had that thing in the back of my head, don't break a chassis, don't break a chassis. I don't have that sense of fear now when I drive the car. But I've only driven it at islands so far. I have to drive it more locally. And again, there's more factory foot parts I need to buy for that. So, and again, if you were to build my wheeler retail, you would be looking at $1,000 if I were to pay
Mhm.
retail for everything.
So we're same again because I have
And
the
yeah, it
chassis,
is.
which is like one something.
Yeah. Um, but that's the thing. I was thinking about doing the Revolutions Designs chassis and keeping the geometry the way it was.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
We're happy with the car.
I was so I finally got my 84 really good. I mean, I got it good, but I was always nervous about busting that chassis. And
Mm.
then I'm like it was literally a coin toss between doing the T84 deal and the Revolution Designs. Part of me wishes on the Revolution Designs, but with my deal with AE and including all the parts I had to buy, it cost a little less than buying the Revolution Design setup.
I get it, man. I get it.
I know.
What else you got, Joe? What else we got?
What else? Well, I was bummed because RC Maker's been teasing the V2 of their car, the SP2.
SP2. Yeah, I looked earlier today. I didn't have it. I'll look again.
Yeah, freaking guys, teasing, teasing, teasing.
It might come out tomorrow,
Yeah, it always come
Friday.
like there's always breaking whatever the day after we do a podcast.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, I noticed that fifth scale around the country because of the new Losi electric truck has been making a bit of a comeback, and I'm pretty excited for it. And a lot of those guys won't stick around because the gas trucks are faster. Everybody's like, well, the new truck goes 55 miles an hour in a straight line. In a straight make the next corner. You know what I mean?
is it heavier?
Yes, significantly. So, my truck with a full tank of fuel weighs 39 pounds.
Jeez Louise.
Yep. The new Lozi 3.0 weighs 55 with 12S in it.
Oh my.
And they basically took a race style wheel and and again, we talked about this, but the wheels alone are super heavy and they made like crawler style wheels. Like it's like a
Oh.
full like sidewall. It's like you don't want that.
Oh. Okay.
But
But I mean, the
they're good.
electronic the wheels aren't going to be 13.
Yeah, and people are already, the I knew it was going to be a problem. I was excited, hoping it wouldn't be a problem, but I knew it was going to be a problem. People are burning up those Spectrum servos. But you put in a $220 NSDRC servo and you're good. Just do that when you buy the truck. Put in the NSDRC servo, or there's a AFGRC servo. Put one of those in, you're in good shape. Yeah. But you know what though? I'm excited. Fifth scale has been kind of stale to dying up until now. And now it's on its way back up all around the country. So I'm pretty excited. I hope it continues. What else do I got? And also they announced yesterday that so RC1 is closing, which is a shame. It's a very nice facility in Michigan. Was it by where you used to live in Michigan, or did you?
Not really.
Okay.
So I live close to Niles, the lower level. That's where I used to live.
Okay.
Grand River is about 90 minutes.
Got it.
Where I used to live.
Yeah.
And I would say it was like Whitecomb was RC1.
Yep.
Which I don't know where that is, further away.
Yeah. It's a shame, but entries have been down. And entries have not just been down at RC1 or in Michigan or wherever. They've been down.
They're not down in Michigan. It's just
they've been down at Grand River as well. I have not looked at.
Let's take Grand River out.
Yeah.
Let's look at Limitless. Let's look at
yeah, I haven't looked at Limitless.
There's like 6 tracks in the central southern Michigan area.
That could be a problem there too. Oversaturation.
Well, I think they're far. All of them are far enough apart.
Okay.
That I didn't plug in my computer. Like I think they're all like 45 minutes to an hour apart.
Okay.
So yes, but no.
Also, it's summertime, and you're not spending the time inside in the summer. But I looked through the winter, and RC1, was basically 40, 50 entries a race day, which is pretty stale.
Yeah. Well, that goes back to what I've been saying for a long time. Tracks don't make their money from the tracks; they make it from the hobby shop. If you can run a track and you break even off of the track money,
yep,
after your initial investment,
Limitless has been sucking.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm looking. I'm back to March 20th, and from now to March 20th, their best race was April 19th at 69 entries. Oh, they had 107. That was the Millington Meltdown, dude. And Limitless, that is, if you gave me the money, I would build Limitless. I really would.
But what I was saying is
here's the deal. People need to decide. If you don't, regardless, if you have a track near you and they're racing, like I race 2 to 3 times a month at various places. I was super disappointed. There was a race scheduled at Southern RC when I was down at INS. And nobody showed up to the race at Southern. Like, it was promoted just fine. People aren't showing up at the track the way they need to. That's another problem. Now, another issue could be, and it's very disappointing, and when RC1 closed, man, everybody had to pour their hearts out, which I get it. And, Matt wrote something nice, and Mark Santa Maria wrote something nice. But then it's like you saw other places. Well, I'm on the verge of closing as well. I want to close too. You know, and it's
I
like,
mean, we don't do this to make money, I guess.
no, no. I mean, you run your hobby shop selling Traxxas to make money. The
Yeah.
racing is passion. Racing is passion. You make your money off of selling your Traxxas and your Armas.
Yeah, I'm looking at at Jammers, and their entries are pretty rough.
Yeah. And it's like, what the heck, man?
And then if we look at, let's go to Ed's, which is in West Virginia.
Yep.
It's the track I went to for the Midwest Carpet Series. I'm just looking up Carpet Off-Road Track
Yeah.
Series. So
Yeah.
oh, I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the drivers column, not the entries column. But for the Midwest race, they had 151 entries.
That's really good.
If we go to, let's look at Larry's real quick. So he's just kind of a grasp on the Midwest here. Carpet tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So Larry's off-road. Sorry, it takes a second to look this up.
No, it's fine.
It's pretty. It's not as. It's a little sparse, in especially in the warmer months, you get to 50s,
Yeah.
60s. And in the winter, they're closer to 90 for some of
Yeah.
their events.
Well, and that's fairly good. But the thing of it is, it's like, and again, like Southern, these outdoor events should be racing. They have the population to where they should be racing, and people aren't showing up, and I don't know why, and they're not giving the track owners a reason why. If there's something wrong, they're not saying something to fix it. But that's the thing too. It's like, I don't want to see tracks go away regardless. But somebody made a comment under one of the posts saying, like, hey, how about you say something instead of just magically closing down one day?
That would have been better. I mean, I think so for RC1 specifically. I
Yeah.
read their thing. I told you I
Mhm.
spent 15 minutes reading people's
Oh, yeah.
things. I got to Mark's, and I was like, I can't. I don't have any more time. I've spent 15 minutes reading other people's opinions about this. I can't.
Right.
Like, I would love to read his opinion about it. I didn't read Keenan's either. There's just no more
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Um,
And
and
you know what?
he said,
If it was Grand River that closed instead of RC1 that closed, would have people had the same reaction?
no, because he has a premier facility that has had premier races with premier racers.
Yep.
Not, Grand River is a nice facility, and it has
Yeah.
good races, and it has Andrew Knapp.
Yep.
Um, and I don't mean to disparage any other racers there or the facility or anything like that, but that's just that's the facility. Like, I
Yeah.
also don't like Phil at the lower level. I think he has a very nice track, and it's very good, but it's not big enough to hold a national level event. Like,
Not every track.
unfortunately, yeah, and that's just what it is. I went to
Yeah.
Ed's, very nice place, awesome, loved it, super cool people, very nice.
Yeah.
Again, same thing. Just there's just not enough space. Like,
Right.
it's kind of what it is.
Well, like,
Um,
we have a track here called the Toy Box. It's actually not too far from Dollar Hobbies,
mhm.
and this is going to happen there a lot next winter. If they got 70 entries, oh man, the pits would be so packed. It's a smaller pit area. It's a smaller track. It's a
It's like
great
35
track.
people.
Yeah. That would fill out probably 2/3 of their pits. I actually don't know how many, but that's what Because last year I only went there for like a practice day because they were barely racing any Saturdays, and I
Hmm.
can't make it out. It's an hour and 10 minutes away. I can't make it out on a weekday. Um,
Yeah.
like they're racing tonight, for
Hmm.
example. It's like I get off work at 4:30, and with traffic, it's probably more like an hour and a half away. That type of thing. So it's like I'm not making a Wednesday night. I, it's but
It is
I'll make
Thursday, though, so you can make a
yeah.
Thursday night.
No, I could make Saturdays. I'll make a Saturday.
I'm kind of
And,
in the same box.
and that's the thing. It's like everything Dollar is the closest track to me, and it is 50 minutes.
5-0.
Yeah. But also though I'm making do. Like yesterday, me and a couple of dudes went and tested out Lowe's NASCARs at the bar we're going to be racing at.
How was that?
Those things, they work fairly well for the little piece of shit they are.
Are you running the regular tires, or did you get the soft ones?
We're running the regular tires, and we're going to allow the rain tires for the guys that can't get the regular tires to hook up. The rain tires have groove. They have better grip, but they're not going to be faster.
Okay, because the soft tires handle substantially better. Like the car handles,
Oh, yeah.
not great, but for like an out of the box car, it's pretty decent.
After jacking up the right rear and getting the tires broken in, I didn't need much else. I was thinking
It could
maybe
go faster, but
I
this
was
was on road versus oval.
yeah, this is paved oval on rough pavement.
Mhm.
I was thinking about going softer shock oil. I got to figure out what oil's in there in the first place. I was thinking about dropping it maybe 2.5, maybe going all the way 5 weight. But
Just
actually,
go lower than what you think it like. Whatever you think it is, just take 5 off and put that in there as a starting point. Then
yeah. And then like Sunday, we're racing parking lot off road at a tire shop in my town,
that's super cool,
So
dude. I wish there was some more stuff like that around here. I say that, but also I cannot support it. Like,
yeah. Okay, Matt. See, Matt's a wealth of knowledge. Lowe's 40 weight is stocking. Yeah, to me that seems pretty heavy, especially for pavement. So if I drop that down to 30, if I drop it down to 35 associated, that would be probably equal to Lowe's 37.5.
was it warm?
It was gorgeous. It was like 73, 75 degrees.
Okay,
It
and
was
so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like a
Is that
perfect.
the temperature you're going to race at normally?
I'm not sure. We're gonna race every other. So basically, I'm gonna schedule this podcast to not for non-race nights because we're gonna race every other Monday night.
Okay, because why I bring that up is because in asphalt touring, I
Yep.
have my car set up for hot,
Yep.
mid to hot settings because like it was low grip when I went there the other time, and I was like, I
Sure.
barely got a 16, but I was like, I'm not gonna like I just put the setup on the car. I'm not gonna change it
Yep.
now. Um, and so and I'm lazy, and also I want to get some track time and just all the things, right? All my excuses. But
Yep.
you know, the track temperature and the ambient temperature changes substantially
Oh,
from
absolutely.
like May to July,
Yep.
and then July to September.
I want to
Um,
say we're gonna start after the 4th of July.
so I mean,
So
I maybe just leave it then, Joe, and see, because it's
it's
also
not a
going to
bad idea.
degrade
Yep.
and it's going to get warmer.
It's also easy to change shock oil too. So if I don't like it when I go there next, I can change it down. I can always drop the oil. It's not hard.
That's true. You could do that. That'd be pretty easy.
But that's the thing too. Like the parking lot race I'm going to on Sunday.
Mhm.
So Chris from Party Crashers has advertised on this podcast before. So in between the round, like we'll race our rounds, and then we'll get a crowd. Then in between the rounds, Chris will be like, "Hey, I got this giant lineup of slashes and bandits and rustlers," and he just lets people from the crowd come and rip a car.
That'd be cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it. And it's like I take, I'm actually taking the mini class seriously because me and a couple buddies are running, and like I bought some Arma tires for my mini. They're smoothies for the mini, and I can't wait to try. But we're getting pretty competitive on it, and it's going to be super fun. The two-wheel buggy, it's the RC10, and we have fun with that too. But there's Spec Slash that they race, so like it's the tire shop is right across the street from a Traxxas store. And the reason the race isn't being held at the Traxxas store is because it shares like a parking lot with like a Taco John's and a Home Depot and all that stuff. And it's just too busy. The tire shop is closed on Sundays.
I see. Well, that's a great opportunity for them. I'm sure Chris rents it out for a small fee.
So let's say somebody watching sees this and they're like, I want to do that. And they pick up a Slash,
I think that's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
We like the pristine Formula One version of RC racing.
Doesn't happen.
But I think, I think realistically, like more people with like parking lot or even like grass racing, would be kind of the more applicable.
There's a kid that has raced, and he's doing fairly well. He's raced his Pro 4 truck there. It's the Associated Ready to Run.
Mm-hmm.
He's raced his Pro 4 truck there. This is his third year in a row, and I've never seen him anywhere else. But parking lot racing's his thing. Cool,
I mean, that might be like when you might have been like this too. When my dad and I first started racing, all we did was go to this one track.
Yeah.
And they would roll it out on Friday night
Mm-hmm.
at like 5 o'clock in it was a banquet hall.
Yep.
And they would set up, the jumps and the walls, the track itself.
Yep.
And at the end of the night, they would pick it back up and put it back away.
Yep.
And
that's what LSRCC does for their on-road. I know you're running off-road, but that's what they do. Yeah. They race at an armory, and same deal.
Mm-hmm.
They roll it out every Thursday and pick it up every Thursday night. But that's the thing. Also, that's what we're kind of doing at that bar down the street, like with the Losi NASCARs. They painted an oval. It needs some interior barriers to keep people honest, if you ask me.
You could even do a single line of something, just in the middle,
like laminate or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I Doug Oakley and Sean Jones checking in. Awesome. But yeah, we could do something.
Sean?
We could definitely do something along, and again, like the guy who's helping run the Big Lake deal, he owned the first track my dad and I ever raced at back in the 80s called North Star Hot. It's like, I haven't seen this guy since 1990. And then one day my buddy goes, hey, there's Mini Z racing at the bar down the road. I'm like, huh. I went and checked it out. There's that guy, and it is
people that get the bug always come back.
Well, and the thing is, so he was a big time drag racer until the mid 90s, and he got out of it. And then he, I think, I forget how it progressed, but it's a thing. It always, you can put it away for a while, but you're going to do something like, you're going to pick up like a Mini B or a Mini Z or something, and it's going to progress and progress. You know what I mean?
Every time anybody who gets serious about RC, like they go RC racing for like, we'll say a year.
Yeah.
Right. which is most of the people in the hobby/sport that we're in. Um, they'll come back. They
Yeah.
all I don't know why, but everyone always comes back. It's just like when you just have to wait.
If they were serious in it, they get that competitive itch that can't be scratched elsewhere. I mean,
Unless you're racing.
full scale racing could scratch it, but people who think RC racing's expensive have no real idea.
Well, and so I say to that, like, so we had the local go-kart track had a rent to run
Mhm.
club race.
Yep.
So you used the rental carts and you did a league race. I think that was a pretty inexpensive way to race. I think it was like
Sure.
$750 for all the racing.
Well, that's cheap.
Yeah, it was pretty reasonable. It was like 10 or eight, I can't remember, like 8
Like,
races, something like that.
yeah, 8 race days for $750, that's pretty good.
Yeah, for you don't have to supply anything. You
But
just
the thing
show up.
so I've done league nights like that at our pro kart joint way back in the day. And we all know there's always one shitty cart. They're all prepped the same. There's
Well,
always that one terrible cart.
so what they would do at this place is they took the fast laps
Yep.
from the fastest lap of that cart that week.
Yep.
And if one of the carts hadn't been ran, one of the I'm gonna say professional driver. There were several. This one kid, Connor, normally was his job. He weighed like 100 pounds,
Mhm.
and he would go out there and he was a good driver too. And
Yep.
he would go out there with that cart 3 or 4 times and go set the fast lap with it for the week.
Okay.
And so they would use it. So you would get a slip, of paper with your entry when it was your turn to pick your cart
Yep.
because they did heaviest to lightest. So, um, and so so you just picked off that slip, and then
Yep.
sometimes you would have. So I went in the day before leagues and practice with the carts, which is legal, completely legal. You just purchase a practice pass and you go practice, and you go, and after a while you develop a friendship with the workers there, and go, hey, I
Yep.
want to take number 10 out. I want to take
Yep.
number 11 out. I want to take 41 out. I don't want 22. 22 is a
Dude,
piece of turd.
I've
I don't want it.
been myself at the local pro kart track. We actually have a pretty cool one not far from my work. In the spring, summer, and fall, it's half indoor, half outdoor. So you're on like garage floor cement on the indoor, and it's
Mm,
abrasive concrete on the outdoor.
mm.
Oh, it's pretty cool. Donald checking in. He's going down to ONS. He's going down from the tippy top west of the country down to America's Wang, down to Florida for ONS.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, do you have
Yeah.
anything else?
No, Lee, just
I'm
say
getting
hi to
tired.
Lee. He's checking in. Yeah. Yeah. No, I got nothing else, man. Just don't buy the hype. That's what I don't buy the hype with radios. You know,
I mean, try it, buy it, try it. Go to a
I
practice day for
yeah, I tested. You
you
don't
know,
have to.
back to back, back to
Yep.
back. Just do it back to back.
I'm gonna do a back to back again. I am
All right.
because
Post
no, it
results.
was
Piss everyone off.
yeah. Anyways, so I'm Joser Jr. and with me is my co-host Zach Donathan, and we've ran out of talent. Have a good night, guys.